Fam, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Breaking news. This is an emergency breaking news update as Grant Nelson is returning for another year of basketball with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Man, it's been amazing to continue to see the news unfold if you're an Alabama Crimson Tide football or basketball fan. And today, if you're just seeing this, I can't imagine how excited you are to know for sure that Grant Nelson is returning. And if you really want to break the internet, you go ahead and announce that Mark Sears is returning as well on Sunday. You look what Nate Oats was able to do on the recruiting front by bringing LeBaron Philon and Philon, right? Philon. It's amazing because if you've seen Philon's highlights, he's an elite handler. You could theoretically have him at the 1. You could have Sears, if he returns, be at the 2. Depending on what happens with Cliff Amori, right, who's currently on campus here in Tuscaloosa, what Nate Oats is doing on the basketball front is quite frankly remarkable. This has never happened at Alabama basketball. I mean, we talked about this morning on my show that, Ugana, who is the big time prospect from Kentucky, who's also in the portal, is also in play for Alabama basketball. He's the big 7 foot, 240-pound center. Right. So, no, Jeff, if you didn't miss it, man, it's all good. I mean, this is it right here. What Alabama basketball is putting together is a team that, can continue this foundation of Alabama basketball. It's amazing to see that Grant Nelson is coming back. I think if you're kind of in the basketball fold, if you're reading the tea leaves, it seemed like he was going to come back. And I felt that Grant Nelson, and this is no disrespect to the player by any stretch of the imagination, I just felt that we didn't see the best version of Grant Nelson to way later in the year, right? Until the actual, what was it, the Sweet 16 or the round of 32 where he absolutely went off. Help me out, undefeated. What game was that where he went absolutely crazy? And that's the type of performance that I think Grant Nelson didn't have all season long. And I get it. He saved his best performance for last. But I think if he can have that on a more consistent basis, who knows where he's going to end up in the NBA draft? Because overall, he's 6'11". He has great outside game. And in fact, later on in the season, we saw him play very good defense. What's going on, Undefeated? This is a breaking news update. Yeah, it was North Carolina in the Sweet 16. Thank you very much. Where he basically put the team on his back and he helped Alabama get pat. I still can't believe that Alabama beat North Carolina. That team was so good, right? And so was the next team, Clemson. So if you look at it and you got Philon coming in, right, who's the point guard, his highlights, crazy. So that happened on Sunday. Now on Monday, we learned that Grant Nelson is coming in. Another key piece to the puzzle. Still waiting on Mark Sears. Let me ask you, Undefeated, while you're here. I won't be here long. I know you're doing your afternoon chores or whatever. You're at work probably. You saw the notification. Do you think that Mark Sears comes back for this next season? Right? And you also have on campus right now and news that could continue to unfold, I don't know, today, tomorrow, this week sometime, Clifford Amori, 6'11", 240 pounds. He's a center. He's a rim protector that is, very likely to commit to Alabama as well. I think he's been predicted to Alabama. I know Ugana has. He's been predicted by On3 to come to Alabama, right? Really, really amazing stuff on the basketball front. Build the new arena. Show them the new arena, all right? When is the new arena going to come? Look, if you've been to Coleman, it's not like Coleman's falling down, but, they need a new arena. We've been talking about that for a long time. So really good to see it. If you're just joining us, this is the breaking update as Grant Nelson is returning. I'm sure that you knew or had kind of a feeling that Nelson would come back. Love his game on the outside of the perimeter. And I think if he can show a more consistent approach, then I think, who knows where he goes. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with how he played in the back end. And Jeff brings up a good point about Ugana, who's a Kentucky prospect, is he does have 2 additional years, whereas Cliff Clifford Amori only has 1 year. But you just need that was the missing piece for this Alabama basketball team. 1,000,000% was the rim protector. Okay. So trying to figure out what Mark Sears is going to do. And that's kind of in whether or not Mark Sears comes back or not. I still feel that they have enough pieces in play to continue to push. I would venture to say that, these preseason SEC rankings that come out and are rat poison now Alabama's going to have to face rat poison, right? Which is fine because they're here, right? Rylan Griffin and Jerry, what's going on? I appreciate you being here. Basketball's on a roll. I think with Rylan Griffin, look, as good as he is and was for Alabama, I think that Alabama's going to be able to upgrade, which is kind of just where Alabama basketball is. And good luck to him. And he had a lot of positive things to say about Alabama basketball during his departure. Dwight, what's up, man? This is an emergency broadcast alert as Grant Nelson's coming back. So we're just kind of, hyping it up and getting excited about it because it is monumental news. So let me ask you again, Undefeated, just take 10 seconds. Give me a thumbs up inside the comment box if you think that Mark Sears returns. Take your time. Looking at my phone to make sure that no more breaking news flies off the handle. My goodness, man. It's crazy. One thing after another. No, you haven't even talked about Cameron Howard, who's the prospect from Charlotte, plays defensive back, who committed to Alabama earlier today, right? It's like, I feel that maybe it's because I live in this ecosystem of Alabama. But I feel like the world revolves around Alabama athletics. I feel that Alabama is literally controlling the news for football and now for basketball. Right? Man, it's crazy. If you were out there and you thought that this was kind of a one and done year for Alabama basketball, it's not. Like, this is going to be the continued standard for Alabama basketball, is a high achieving program that is going to make a deep run, that I feel is going to win a basketball championship. You imagine if, and I think Nate Oats is clearly the guy to do it. He's the guy. They've paid him. Pay me what you owe me. He got that. He got the huge buyout, right? 18 mil. He's not going anywhere. He could have left anywhere. He's here. Alabama will build this new arena whenever it comes, and that'll be fine. But to see where things are at right now, man, it's amazing. Yeah, this is an Alabama broadcast. Alabama athletic sports emergency broadcast. And we had it this morning too. And we were talking about, what to watch. And now you have the guy from Charlotte, who a lot of people are seeing a ball hawk. Now, I know he was only a freshman last year, but he played in 12 games. I don't know. Look, I know he's going to come in and add depth, right? Will he start? I have no idea. But I know that there's some other guys on the squad that are going to be like, hey, welcome, hop back in the back of the line because I'm the guy. I don't know. So you have, to recap, if you're just jumping in, okay, you have Grant Nelson, who is returning. Huge news. I think, and I think a lot of people knew that kind of he would come back. That's like at least what it felt like last season. And then the Cameron Howard news. I think that's also big. Alabama needs to continue to add depth to that secondary. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to be here long. I just wanted to jump on because man, it's crazy. It's wild. Ken O, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Oats has the NIL money at a higher priority right now than the arena. I think so too. Because look, the arena is going to come whenever. But right now, what Alabama has done structurally with NIL, whether it's Yale, Alabama or something, I have no idea. Whatever they're doing is working. It felt like, and I've brought this up before, I don't even know if Saban can contribute to this Yale, Alabama or contribute to NIL for Alabama. I don't know how that back end works, but theoretically, since he doesn't work for Alabama anymore, right? They never said that he has an official job title here, to my knowledge. They said that he was going to be like an advisor. Anybody could be an advisor to the university, I don't think he's still getting paid from the university, right? So maybe, in some crazy strategic play, Coach Saban was like, okay, you know what? NIL is broke. College football is broke. What I'm going to do to support the program that I love, it's time for me to retire to, help my university get back in the fold. Now I'm going to contribute, some money on the back end to NIL. Now I have no, there's no evidence of that, but you can't see who's giving money to Yale, Alabama. You can't see who's, the big donors. But it doesn't seem like money is a problem at all for Alabama. It seemed like they were like, almost penny pinching during the football season, right? Yeah, I know that he has an office at Bryant-Denny Stadium, but I think they might just say that. I don't think he gets paid by Alabama. I think he's just kind of like, has an office. What's up, Mickey? I appreciate you being here, man. Okay, so this is going to be an easy one. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the absolute highest, how big is the news of Grant Nelson returning to Alabama basketball? 10 being the highest? I'm going to go ahead and say it's a 9. I mean, this is huge. This is huge news for Alabama basketball. You know what's funny? Is Alabama, Jarvis saying 10. What was funny was the Alabama Tobiason with the 8, Jerry Black with the 8. Yeah, Jay with the 8 or 9. I think Sears coming back is a 10, right? That's it. And then I think if Cliff joins, I think that's a 10. So these are that move shakers. No, now let me ask you the similar thing, right? These are 9, 10s. Yeah, huge. Okay. Cameron Howard, and no disrespect to the players, just like he's just added. What type of level of news is that? My point is, things are really cooking with Alabama basketball right now. You get Cliff to jump on board, that's a 10. You get Mark Sears to come back, that's a 10. So you get Clifford and you get Ugana to come, that's like a 100 out of 10. Things are flying right now for Alabama basketball. And the coaches will be back on the night to break it down a little bit more. Talk when we go live, I believe, at 6 tonight on our Monday evening show. I wanted to drop in just for a few minutes and just kind of chat with you guys because it's breaking news that is, I love it. Alabama basketball, love to talk about it. Love to see Nate Oats with that blue collar mentality. Really continuing to succeed. A lot of work ethic, man. And the portal closing very soon, but prospects still jumping on board. And I appreciate you guys being here. So, Grant Nelson in. As news happens, we'll have you covered right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Breaking update, though. Grant Nelson in. Cameron Howard also in for the Alabama football team. He's a defensive back. We are waiting news on Cliff Amori out of Rutgers. Of Nigerian descent, a big man, 6'11", 240 pounds, who is currently in Tuscaloosa right now. I appreciate you guys. As news happens, we get you posted right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Breaking update alert. And I'll catch you soon right here at Bama Football on YouTube.